Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Jared at 3Cs. Very excited because today we're going to compare the Kawasaki Mule. This is the SX 4x4 version. It's a 400cc versus the CFMoto UForce 600. Full disclosure, we are a CFMoto dealer. We've been since 2017. We do very well with the brand. Prior to selling CFMoto, we were a Polaris dealer for 25 years. So we've been in the game for a long time. Really enjoyed this brand. Took this in on trade. I thought it'd be a great time to give you guys a comparison. Hopefully you guys have watched our channel in the past. You know we give unbiased reviews. We really want you guys to make an educated decision. Helps our video do better. If I'm talking the CFMoto up, that doesn't do anybody any good. So really want to make sure you guys understand that we're going to do our best to give a fair comparison. Our goal in this video is we're going to do a price comparison first. Then next we're going to do walk-arounds of each machine. Then we're going to take them both on a trail ride. And that way you can see how they both handle the trail. Obviously there are other Mule models that would compare better to the UForce 600. I don't have them here, so we're going to do our best with what we have. According to the Kawasaki website, the model that I think would compare the most to the UForce 600 is actually the Mule Pro MX LE. The only thing is that retails for $14,699 in 2024, and the UForce 600 was only $10,799. That is a huge $3,900 price difference between the two models. So back to these two machines that we have here. So the UForce 600 retails for $10,799. You do get the full poly roof, you get power steering, you get a winch, you get mirrors, you get under seat storage, you get a rear trailer tow hitch. It's obviously a dump box, aluminum wheels. So there's a lot of features that come stock on the CFMoto UForce 600. The 2024 Kawasaki Mule SX 4x4 400 retailed for $94.99. We have to add a couple things to this model to actually make it equal to the UForce 600. Thankfully, Kawasaki has a really cool accessory tab on their website, a ton of stuff. I was on there today checking it out. And these are some of the things that I think you'd have to add to be equal in comparison, which would be the hardtop roof, which the trade-in has here. They added the hardtop roof before they traded it in. The winch mount, which also goes with the VRX25 winch, that would have to be added because the UForce has the winch. There would need an LED speedometer kit. That way we could compare speedometers, which we'll show you all about that one here in a minute. Side mirror kit, which obviously the UForce is known for. Under seat storage bin. So the UForce has nice under seat storage. We could add that here. And then a trailer hitch. So again, UForce has a trailer hitch. We'd have to add the hitch to this. If we add up all those accessories that we would have to add to this Mule SX 4x4, you'd be at $10,845. So it's pretty equal in price if we were to compare. It'd be $50 more for this model after you added the accessories. Still don't have the power steering or the aluminum wheels. Not a big deal. If you don't need that stuff, it doesn't matter. A few key differences between the UForce and the Mule after all those things is that the UForce has 33 foot-pounds of torque and the Mule has 22 foot-pounds of torque. So it's a big difference. Obviously we're comparing a 600cc versus a 400cc. The UForce does have the power steering, but the Mule does have a nice 3-year warranty. So 3-year warranty on the Mule and a 1-year warranty on the UForce. So now let's jump into some walk-around stuff. I do like on the Mule right away that they do have a front bumper. I think it's a really nice front bumper. Comes all the way out, protects the sides. You'll see on the CFMoto, our bumper stops in the middle. I do know there are accessory bumpers available, but again, that would start changing the price again on these two machines. So in stock form, really like the bumper here. You'll notice that the Mule has a single arm with a strut design, which would allow the wheel to do a circular motion. So if you're going on a corner aggressively, it'll let the machine roll. Where the CFMoto has a dual arm design, and what that's going to do is keep the wheel perfectly parallel up and down. So as the machine starts to roll, it's going to keep the wheel straight, which will give you less of a tuck feel. So if you're doing some aggressive cornering, so during our demo ride, we're going to make a note and see if we can notice anything like that on this machine. There is a really cool storage in this though. If we open the hood on this thing, turn these two little clips and pull up on it, it's a massive storage bin. So I think that's pretty cool in the front. They had a room up here to throw that in. It's easy to get into, no tools. Nice quarter turns. If you had gloves on, I think you get in there easy. There are cup holders for the both passenger and driver. Now this is a little narrower than the UForce, so you can almost sneak a third person in the middle of that. I know it's rated for 2 with the seat belts, but here you're really kind of limited to 2 for sure. But that's also a good thing. I think if you're buying this machine, it really allows you to crawl in the woods better, maybe less intimidating. Like if you're buying it for just a lawn vehicle, do some landscaping. I really think that this has some value and why they sell so many. So cup holder here in the front. I don't know a lot of this stuff, I apologize, guy. We have unlock and lock. Now this is the differential gear, so we're gonna be able to unlock and lock the front diff. And their display is super basic, I will say that. I'm a little disappointed in their display. It's simple though, it gets the job done. So it just tells you how many hours are on it, how much gas is in it. This has 1.8 hours on it, so the thing is literally still brand new. It tells you if we're in park. Let me try to pull up on the e-brake and see if that's what that, yep, okay. So that's your e-brake light. I guess if we're low on oil, and then the check engine light. So pretty basic on the dash. We do have lights. I can see them reflecting off of the UForce. Oh, those are halogens. Those are not LEDs for sure. Those are a nice yellow light. So maybe not the brightest at night. Unfortunately, our demo ride will be over by nighttime, but not sure this is much of a night vehicle. With that being said, easy key switch, on, off, and start. Really similar gear selector, reverse, neutral, high, and low. There's no park on this, so I guess maybe our e-brake is our park only. I'm used to an additional gear that's called park, where it won't let the machine move. So I like that it has low. I think that's super important. This is our two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive switch. So I think first we would go, oh, you pull out on it. You pull out on the knob, go up to where you want to go, and then release it. It's got a spring in this plastic piece that keeps it where you had it. This rotates. I wasn't expecting it to spin. And then after that, I think we could put it into diff lock mode. So if we wanted four-wheel drive diff lock, that's how we would do that. We're going to do two-wheel drive for sure. It's super nice out. It does have one 12-volt there, which is nice to have. And then over here we do have a glove box. So let's see how big. Oh heck yeah, it's nice and big. Really big glove box in there. During the demo ride, I am curious how everything feels and fits. You can kind of see I am pretty tall. I'm 6'4". I still fit in this great. Plenty of headroom for me in here. Leg room, there's still plenty. You can see there's plenty of leg room there. And the seat is actually pretty comfortable. Nothing to say bad against that, that's for sure. A lot of cushion, and you can see how thick the cushion is. So they did a really good job giving a ton of cushion there. And then backrest is nice. It doesn't do much. It's not super high, so it doesn't come all the way up. So I think for me, I might get a little sore there. And then this is where that e-brake was. It's right here on this side. So I can pull up on it there. And then underneath the seat is where like the front of the motor is. So if I tip up on this, and I don't know if it'll stay up. When I was mentioning that under seat storage bin that they offer, this is how small that space is. So keep that in mind. Basically the size of my hand is the only spot that the bin would fit. There's not a lot of room for that under here. So there is a fuel filter, which is easy to get to. The air filter looks extremely easy to get to. Just the clips, pull that right off. Battery is very easy down there. Fuses are nice and easy. So as far as servicing this and give you nice access to the spark plug. So they do a really good job, you know, fuel filter, air filter, spark plug, battery, fuses, all just with a simple flip of the seat. Very easy to do. And it did take me a minute to try to figure out how to do the dump box on this. I had no idea where it was. So here's our side latches like normal. Let's see if she added the trailer hitch kit. No, she did not. So this does not have the hitch kit on it. I think it wraps around that bottom tube down there. And it's not a true hitch receiver. It's more of just like an old school like farm pin, like a trailer pin, like on a hay wagon. So this is how we open this, but then to actually dump the dump box, if you sneak in here, you look, there's where you pull the latch. So I crushed my finger pretty good doing this earlier, so I'm going to open the seat. Sorry, my gimbal keeps going crazy. So earlier when I did this, I had my finger at the bottom of this and it pinched it between the gas tank and the latch right there. You can see like the rub mark. They smushed my finger. Anyway, so that's up, and then now we could dump it. So, and then you can get to everything underneath it here. So there's the rest of the engine, CVT. Looks like there's some dipsticks down there. This will all be in the manuals for how to service it. So fuel goes in here. So that's my first walk around of the Kawasaki Mule 400. Last thing to show you guys is just how to try to relatch this thing. You gotta put it on there, and then it's a pretty aggressive snap. You gotta keep your hands back. You can't have your fingers on the other side of that. You gotta make sure they're back out of the way. So that's that. Okay, so I'm gonna give you the 2-second tutorial on the UForce 600s because I do have videos of the U600 on our channel. Full walk around videos that you can kind of digest and look through at a more thorough look. But right in the front, we do have the winch, We have the dual A-arm suspension, so it's going to handle the bumps really well. Full LED lights, high beam and low beam. We have the fully adjustable mirrors, so we can turn the mirror all the way in. So if we're trying to like sneak it into the garage and gain more room, you can do that. Little more cup holders, only 3. So we have 1 on the side, 2 in the center. We do have a glove box. It's similar to the I would say the Mule's is a little bit bigger, actually, a little bit bigger glove box. This has got our winch controller hiding in it. The Mule didn't have any like under dash storage though, so there is some under dash storage here. This does have the additional USB ports, so if you're trying to plug your cell phone in, your charger, you can do it easily there. And then the standard 12 volt, so that did have a 12 volt. The Mule didn't have this. Normal and work mode, so on our demo ride we'll show you more about that. Basically, we can take away some of the power so it's easier to drive. So that's one of the benefits of a Mule, is anybody can hop in that and use it around the farm and be comfortable right away. Where this, a little more power, it's going to be a little jumpier. Here's our gear selector. Low, high, neutral, reverse, and park. And park is what I'm more used to. It's something that's always been there, and just not with the Kawasaki's, I guess. Over on this side, we do have the e-brake, so both brands have the e-brake on there. So light switch is off, running lights and lights on, and then high beam and low beam. Those are our light switches. Again, they're LED. We have 2-wheel, 4-wheel, and 4-wheel diff. So button's a little easier, I think, on this, because we have 2-wheel, flick it to 4-wheel, and then flick it to 4-wheel diff lock. We're not doing a button over here, or a lever over here, and then a lever over here. It's all right in one switch. And then I think CFMoto's display is obviously way more in depth, and that's okay. So full tank of fuel, temp gauge on here, tells us what we're in. So if we're in 2-wheel or 4-wheel, tells us what gear we're in. We're in park currently. How many miles? There's no mileage on that. It's just an hour meter. And we can change this. I don't have my fingers in the way. Trip meter. Let me use the other hand. Hours is 0.5. And then it goes right back to volts in the battery. LED 5 is the brightness of the display. So we can turn down the brightness and back to miles. So pretty awesome display, easy to read. And obviously a speedometer, which that doesn't have. And then I think a big thing with the UForce is this is all adjustable. So I can adjust the steering wheel, and I can also adjust the seat. So I can do it. Okay, I don't know if I could do it without sitting in it. So I can really take that seat and go really far forward with it, and then back. I don't recall if the steering wheel tilts. Looks like it does. Oh, it does. Heck yes. Okay, cool. So the Mule does do a tilt steering wheel. I think that's super important. If you're trying to get into it, it's nicer to have the wheel up and out of the way, and then you can get in a lot easier. So that's cool. Glad the Mule does tip, and the CFMoto seat does go forward and back a little nicer. One thing I think is really nice on this model is the dump box. It's just a simple latch. You just pick up on it. It's done on both sides, so no matter where you're standing or sitting, you can reach the latch and dump it. Motor is easy to get to. Battery's almost in the exact same spot. Right there, easy to get to. Air filter is right there. Easy to clean under here. It does have grease fittings. And one thing on this is it's a dual A-arm rear suspension as well. So a lot more travel, and then we do have a standard hitch receiver. So you can slide your hitch in there. I want to go look at the Mule. Was that rear end a solid rear end on that? Let's look at this thing. Oh my gosh, it's a solid rear axle. So there's no suspension in the rear other than your shocks up here. Okay, so I think there's 7 inches of ground clearance on the Mule from what I read earlier, and there's almost 12 on the UForce. So you get 5 more inches of ground clearance, and I understand why now. It's because these A-arms go up in the middle, and you get way more ground clearance here. So the ride is obviously going to be better on the UForce with the front suspension and the rear suspension all being independent. The UForce has nice brake lights, tail lights, and then reverse lights. So you can see here at night, whenever you had it in reverse, these would light up on both sides, lighting up this whole area behind it. Where the Mule, not knocking it, but I think there was only one small tail light there. If we look here, yeah, I thought I saw that. Just a really small tail light there. So that's a walk around. Again, if you accessorize this to have the same accessories as that, this is 50 bucks more. So keep that in mind when you're looking at them. All right, guys, we're gonna give you a demo ride of the UForce 600, and Got our seatbelts on because otherwise they won't go over like 5 miles an hour. Braxton and I are both in here. We're in high range. We're gonna go a little faster down this next section here. It's hard to go too fast. Pretty bumpy down through here normally, so it's handling it pretty good. You can see the machines moving around a lot. So we're gonna try a low range because the high range is pretty jerky. Let's try a low because it is meant for up to 20. Way better in low range. It's not so lurchy, super bumpy down through here. Alright, now let's get into some tighter trees. There's a lot of like old stumps that would make this ride feel really uncomfortable if the suspension wasn't working good. I like low range, and let's try, we've been in normal, let's try work mode. Oh yeah, that definitely smoothens the power out. It's not as jerky. Ton of really rough stuff here. A bunch of stumps, more stumps. It's uneven. We'll go around that stuff. So this is where the ground clearance is nice because there's a pretty good stump right there. Not worried about it at all. Some good sized ruts. This is where on the UForce 1000s you got to be really careful. But even with the mirrors out on the UForce 600, I fit through perfectly. We've got a spot up here that's got a lot of tree roots on it. So I'm gonna have Braxton get out with a phone in a second. And I'm gonna zip across these tree roots and we'll see how it does on this compared to the Mule coming up. Let's check out these roots. There's a bunch of roots right here. Oh, that was so smooth. That was pretty cool. That wasn't bad at all. Let's go back and get our Braxton. Roots right here. Some logging ruts. .600 has plenty of power, that's for sure. Power steering is so nice on those S turns right there. I can zigzag back and forth. Alright guys, let's see how fast this UForce 600 goes. It's in normal mode, we're in high range, seatbelt's plugged in, and I got my helmet on. So let's see how fast this thing will go. Braxton's got a radar gun down there too, so let's see. This showed 45. What did you come up with?
43.
43? Okay, pretty close. Oh, yeah, it was 44 when I went by you, then it hit 45 when I kind of went down that hill. So pretty accurate. The faster we go, the more comfortable this one is. It's going pretty good. Very comfortable. Alright guys, let's give you a demo ride on the Mule 400 SX. Not a lot of going power. It's nice and quiet when it's idling, but once you try to like go with it, it really really works the motor. We're in high range, but we're trying to accelerate. I think that's okay. Not horribly bumpy down through here. Better than I expected. is a lot bumpier. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like prove a point or not, just not comfortable at any speed on this. It's not that bad down through here, really. We were just doing 20 mile an hour in the UForce. No speedometer, I'm guessing 7 or 8. Braxton noticed that like it feels kind of naked because there's no side net to keep you in. Not quite as much security there. So now we're down in the woods like we were before. Yeah, so let's pretend that you were just buying this to clean up the trails or lawn work. You're still going to experience bumps like this. I'm too nervous to go over that stump. I think it's going to hit. The UForce, I glided right over it, but I'm too afraid to do that. Okay, that's 1,000 times worse. I like how quiet it is. I'm not really working it. The power steering I don't notice unless I'm trying to turn sharp. Like I don't notice there's not power steering is what I mean. I don't feel like it's that much narrower than the UForce like when I'm driving it. I just feel your leg on me more, you know? Oh my gosh.
Oh, stop here.
Yep.
Ow, that one really hurt. Oh.
Did your elbow jam into the seat buckle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that too. But I hit a bump earlier and I came down and my elbow smashed right into that. It's really high. It's like above my hip. Not bad, not bad, not great. Okay guys, let's give you a speed run on the new Kawasaki Mule SX 400. There's no speedometer, but Braxton's got his radar gun down there, so we're in high range. We're not going fast, so oh my. Maybe 20? I don't know. Maybe 20.
Not really the fastest.
How fast was that?
It said 25.
Okay, I guess maybe over 20. That's pretty, yeah, that's actually more than I thought. It's 15 mile an hour slower than the UForce. Or what was the UForce? 30.
I think it was 37.
No, 40, it was 44. It said 44 to me and it was 30, 43 on your thing. So it's actually like 19 mile an hour slower. So you feel it. It doesn't feel like you're going, there's no acceleration to it. That's interesting. So 25 mile an hour on a Mule 400 SX. Oh boy, hold on, I didn't see, oh, dang.
You weren't even going really fast.
I know, I wasn't even trying to hit that one. I just didn't see it. Man, that really, like, my helmet hit the ceiling. How about you?
I don't know, it's not too short, but...
You're a little shorter than I am though.
It's okay on the front tires, but it's so bad on the back.
Yeah, the back is a straight axle, so it doesn't have suspension. It just has like one spring and it works together. But it doesn't have independent suspension in the back, so like these are going to be, we have to slow way down. Otherwise it'll buck us up and we'll hit our helmets again. And I'm afraid to go over that. There's no way it wouldn't clear it. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this video. I was trying to give you like a pretty honest review comparing the CFMoto and the Mule. I understand they're different in like what they're designed for, right? So the UForce is a little more I don't know. It's still a utility vehicle. That's what it's marketed as, but it's way more trail capable. So if you're trying to buy one to do a little bit of everything, that's why we sell so many utility vehicles, the CFMoto anyway. The Mule is going to be very limited to flat surfaces around a farm, around a beautiful house or a campus. Let's say like you work for a university. This would work great for that. It's got a great turning radius. It doesn't have power steering, but it'll turn sharp. It doesn't get up and go, so if you don't want employees going very fast, I think we clocked it at 25 miles an hour. That was tops. That would be great for that. But if you're a homeowner and you're thinking about like spending equal amount of money, right? So if we accessorize to this to be equal to the CFMoto, it's actually $50 more. I don't know how you don't buy a CFMoto or like a Ranger or a Can-Am. I'm not trying to just rule them out either, but you really, when you're searching for these, really do some homework with it and test drive it at your local dealership too. But as soon as we went across any kind of like logging ruts, like I have done the video, like our helmets were hitting the roll cage. I'm glad we had our helmets on, and we weren't going fast. I wasn't trying to prove a point, wasn't trying to race. I just wanted to drive across them, and it was about bucking us completely off the machine. Braxton noted on like the floor is super slippery, and after he said that, I kind of realized like, you don't have a lot to hang on with. Like the seat's so open, you're really kind of flopping around on this floor. I do like the CFMoto floor. It does grab you more. I never even thought of that. Other than that, Mule is a great machine. I just, you start comparing prices, so I don't know where this falls. I don't know. I think the only advantage to the Mule is that it's a smaller feel. And I think maybe like wives or people that are not familiar with these are more comfortable driving it. They think they are anyway until they actually start driving it. So try to do some homework, do some research. Hope you guys found the video helpful. This is Jared at 3Cs. If you guys are local to the area, stop in. We'll show you what we have to offer. Hope you guys have a great day and enjoy the ride.